Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Kate, I'm a part-time reseller, and in today's video, I'm going to be pulling two sales with you guys. Not very many sales. I made one sale yesterday and one sale today, one on Depop and then one on Poshmark. It was a very slow weekend of sales, but the point of this video is to go through a little bit of my inventory system, how I do that, and then show you guys how I package up items. And even though I didn't make any shoe sales, I will be going through how I package up my shoe sales. I did get a request in one of my other YouTube videos to make a video like this, and I thought that was a great idea because when I was first starting out on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Depop, I did my shipping one way for a very long time, and then I eventually learned different ways to do things. So yeah, stay tuned for me going through my everything with you guys. Okay, I got my light on so you guys will get a little bit better lighting. But when I take my photographs, I just take them usually up here on this door with my box light. And then I put most of my clothing items into a clear poly mailer, which I got off of Amazon. I buy them in bulk. Looks like this. I recently got a bigger size poly mailer, but the size I was using before was just 1 or 2 inches difference. And this is what it looks like packaged up. This is just a jacket. And then over there in my closet, I do have a few pieces that I was either cleaning, like that yellow shirt over there, or those jackets which don't fit. But yeah, then I go through and I label them. So what I do is I'll have a package like this. And for the longest time, I was using a label maker. And so I had an app on my phone where I could label a plastic bag. But then I realized that that was such a waste of time. So I started using Scotch tape. And then I just take a piece of Scotch tape and I put it on the bag. And then I label it with either a marker or a pen, and I'll put the letter and the number. So I have a bunch of boxes here. I started off with cardboard boxes and then I moved to clear boxes. Currently I have the letters A through P. So I have box A, box B, box C, box D, all the way through P, and eventually I will make it to Z. And in each box, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So every bag will be labeled. For example, if you have the box A, we'll have clothing bag A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8. And then if I sell, say I sell A24, then I don't replace A24. I just move up a number on my sheet. So I have an Excel sheet where I have my clothing piece, a little bit about the description, how much it cost, and then I have which box that it is in. So I sold the A24 clothing item, right? I'll go back to my latest A package because I will still put stuff in box A, and then I'll just put the latest number. So if the last item I put in that box was, let's say A42 or something, then the package that I'm adding in there would be A43. And then so on and so forth. I just keep going higher and higher. I don't replace numbers, if that makes sense. I also don't stack them in a particular way within the box. So they're all just kind of put in there, and then I just look for the number. They're all different shapes and sizes, so I don't really care too much about lining them up because that would take a lot of work. I started off with banker's boxes, like I said, and they're not as sturdy, so I did switch to clear boxes. This is most of my boxes, but I do have a few boxes in the garage that I just haven't moved over yet. And today I'm going to be packaging up F21, which is in the garage, and then I'm also going to be packaging up H34. One of those sales was on Depop, and so with Depop, I just ship it in that clear poly mailer because there's no point in grabbing another poly mailer just for cuteness. This works fine. It will go through USPS in a clear poly mailer bag. And then my other sale was on Poshmark, and with Poshmark, I will take the clear poly mailer bag and I will put it into a priority mail padded flat rate envelope. You can order these on USPS.com and get them delivered straight to your door, which is something I didn't know, and it is so helpful. I have a bunch of different sizes, so I have their medium flat rate boxes, and then I have their large flat rate boxes. I don't usually use their small flat rate boxes because they're just too small. But beware, there are 2 different kinds of priority boxes. There's the flat rate box, and then there's just the priority mail box, and they look basically the same, but the priority mail ones, let me show you. I was getting extra charges on eBay for the longest time and I didn't realize why. So this is super important. So this is the medium flat rate box. And so I can put any Poshmark sales in here because Poshmark has one flat rate for up to £5. But if you make a priority sale on eBay, you don't want to use the flat rate. You just want to use the medium box. So if it says flat rate, only use it if you have a flat rate shipping amount, because then you will have to pay the flat rate amount. And for the longest time, I didn't know that on eBay. And I was paying all this extra money. And I ended up just calling someone at USPS, and he was super nice about it, helped me learn, but that is a really great tip. I also didn't know when I first started reselling that all you have to do is order them online. You can order the shipping packages. Priority mail packages are free. I think you can get as many as you want, or you have a certain amount within one order, but it's a lot, like more than you could ever need. But yeah, let's go pull my 2 packages and I'll show you guys how that kind of works. So here are my boxes in the garage. This is E. We're looking for F. I think it's under E. I do not have a storage unit, which honestly saves on so much money, and it's great that I have a garage. So yeah, we have F right here. It is F21. So here is what the F1 looks like, right? When we're looking for F21. Okay, we got F21. I have the priority flat rate boxes for Poshmark, like I said, and then I also have the priority non-flat rate boxes for the occasional priority mail shipment on eBay. But when I do get a Ground Advantage shoe sale on eBay, which does happen most of the time, I use these boxes, which I buy in bulk on Amazon. I will have a link to them below. You can also reuse old Amazon packages that you have. That's a great way to recycle. So I will show you guys how I ship up a pair of shoes to ship out to eBay. So the other one is H34. And ideally, I want to eventually get racks because it is a lot of work to pull down each box. But for now, we are using our strength right here. I see it. It's very colorful. Another important thing to note is that when I started my inventory system and starting off with box A, I was just putting the plastic bags in and then labeling all the items A and then not labeling each item individually with a number. And then I realized that wasn't going to work because a lot of jeans and denim pieces look similar. So I started using numbers. Since I made a sale on Depop and one sale on Poshmark, Depop gave me the option of a QR code or downloading a printable shipping label, which I could print off myself when I was a new reseller and I didn't have the printer that I owned up and running. I would go to USPS during their business hours and scan the QR code that the Depop or whatever platform it was provided for me, and then I would ship them off that way. You can do that if you don't make that many sales on one platform, and you can easily go to USPS a few times a week. You can also do this, which is one thing that I switched to. You can print out your own labels. I just use this HP Office Jet. It does the job. There are also thermal printers that come with the sticky back, but those are expensive. Probably going to work my way up to one of those, but for now I have the 2 labels. Not going to show you the address for privacy reasons, but then I will cut these labels out and I will put them onto the packages. I use this tape. I got this tape on Amazon. You can also get it from Walmart. It's just a heavy duty, and I recently started buying these in bulk because they are cheaper. So I think I spent $14 on a pack of 6 from Amazon. So a pretty great deal. Sorry guys, the video quality is going to suck, but I really want to show you just how I do it. So we have the padded flat rate envelope. I think they also have non-padded flat rate envelopes, but since this is a Poshmark package, I'm using one of these and then taking the already package that is the plastic bag, because I already have every item in a plastic bag and I just put it in for extra. I could just ship it out without this bag, but I like the officialness of it. So most of my packages fit in here, but I do sometimes ship coats in the larger, medium to large flat rate boxes. And then I'm going to take the label and then tape that on. And then for the Blank London one, I'm just going to stick the label right on there with my Scotch tape. And then I can go to USPS and put them in the drop-off box if the USPS near you has one. There's a drop-off like silver box. You can just put the packages in. Or if you are eligible, you can actually sign up on USPS's website. You make an account and then they can actually come to your house and you just schedule a pickup during their normal hours. It's $0. They also have a you pick the time, but that costs money. So I usually just do the next day. Then you can put it on your front porch or wherever you want to put it, the back porch. They give you a few different options and you just say, schedule a USPS pickup. You can even search that into Google, schedule USPS pickup, and it'll take you through the process and you can schedule a USPS pickup and they can come right to your house and pick up your packages. I do believe though that you have to have a priority mail package for them to do this. Not 100% certain, but I don't think they'll do this if you only have USPS Ground Advantage packages to pick up. I'll show you guys how I do shoes. So say this was a eBay shoe sale. This is just a pretty standard box size. But if I do have like a bigger pair of boots or something, I'll reuse one of my daughter's diaper boxes from Costco. Or I'll buy a specific box from Walmart if I had to do that a few times for packages that were cowboy boots because cowboy boots aren't going to fit or other tall boots. So here we go. I just tape the bottom across and then side, and I will grab the shoe for you. Okay, these Keen boots are right on top, so I'll just grab these. I'm gonna put them both in. Now, one thing I do is I'll either reuse some paper that was in an old Amazon package, or I will use Walmart bags or grocery store bags, basically grocery bags. And then just kind of stuff them in. If it's leather, I like to put something between the shoes because we don't want the leather to rub together. I'll try to put it in all sides. I save all my garbage bags for this specific purpose. So kind of try to fill in all the corners and then have one bag on top like that and then just close it up with some tape and then put the label on. You can also use like construction paper. I wouldn't recommend using bubble wrap because that is expensive. I only buy bubble wrap on the very rare occasion that I'm selling a electronic piece of some sort. That's basically that for the shoes. If it was a Poshmark sale, then I would use the priority boxes like the one I showed you earlier, this one, the priority flat rate. But if it was an eBay sale with priority shipping, I could use a priority mail medium or large size box. I think they also have a specific shoe box you can pick when you go onto their shipping supplies page. If you have questions about shipping, just let me know, just ask me because I've learned a lot in this past year I've been reselling that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, just the little stuff. So if you have a question, honestly, ask me below and I will answer everyone. I won't try to, I will. I'm going to take these two packages to USPS tonight and just put them in their drop-off box because the one near me has a drop-off box. My goal with shipping is to ship out my orders within 1 to 2 days. People want their stuff shipped fast, so I know you can't always do that if you're on vacation or you have a super busy schedule. But 1 to 2 days, not business days, but 1 to 2 days is my goal for shipping out packages because then you'll get a good report of being a fast shipper and you can put a smaller amount of shipping time on eBay. I think on Depop you have up to 7 days. I recently ordered something on Depop and the girl still hadn't shipped it out after 7 days, and so I just asked for a refund. It's good to know that on Poshmark you have to pay if the item you're shipping is more than 5 pounds. Not the customer, but you. And that was something I recently learned. I thought that the buyer would have to pay extra, but no, you have to pay extra. So just keep that in mind. If you have something over 5 pounds, is it really worth listing on Poshmark? Probably not. I don't really list anything above 5 pounds on Poshmark. Anyway, guys, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to deliver those 2 packages tonight, going to take some photos tonight. I do work in the evenings and most days when my 2 daughters are asleep. I do sometimes work during the day, but realistically, as a mom who doesn't have a daycare or a nanny, I work simultaneously while being a mom. It is difficult, and I do stay up late a lot of nights. That's the grind. That's how we do it. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Bye.